My name is Husker, and I've got a big red box. Well, a couple. Doesn't matter what color of tool you have. It seems as though everybody's got a little bit of PACKOUT in their lives. Everybody had to pack a little bit of red into their system. And I've decided to use some PACKOUT for not just tools, but as a range box. So I replaced a bag with this. The bag was good, but the one thing that I feared was over time the handles would kind of come apart because they're just sewn on. Though the sewing is really good, but I feel like this metal and heavy-duty plastic, that's not going to break at any point. In what way am I using this as a range box? Well, as you can see, I have another PACKOUT module here. This is purely for auxiliary. This is a more recent purchase because I felt the need to put more stuff away in a separate box, so that way, not to just organize better, but in case I want to have more stuff in here, or if I want to put something from in here into this box and vice versa, it's a lot easier to make space for other things. Like, for example, if I want to empty some of this stuff, put it in here to make room for another gun, perfect. I've got the room for that. Again, this is purely for auxiliary. So let's start with this guy. Let's put this one to the side for now. What do I've got in here? Well, let's start off with, I've said this already, but I love this thing right here. This is pretty much my favorite out of all of the ones that I own. This might be it. The Glock 17 Gen 5. This one's got the Acro on it. Boy, what haven't I done with this gun? This thing has been with me through a whole bunch of stuff. Even through the crap, man. It's been with me through a lot of stuff, and this has been the gun that I like to shoot the most. Same thing with the Glock 19. I just love Glocks. I think I've fallen over the other side of that bell curve where it's just like, well, I've tried everything, but I like Glocks the best. So there's my Glock there, my Glock 17. CR2032 batteries, because the Acro that's sitting on top of here, its battery has been in this thing for about a year, so it's almost time to replace it. I've had this thing on constantly, and it still hasn't turned off, which is great. Now, the one thing that I don't want to have happen, though, is on my next range trip, this thing to turn off on me. I don't want that. I'm going to have to do the same thing with the Surefire X300 Turbo. This thing is on its second set of batteries, I think. This one's also been here for quite some time. In the cold, in the freezing cold. Great little piece right there. Now, another thing that I want to touch over is my folder of targets. Look how thick that guy is. You can never have enough targets. I don't recall if this is the 14-in-1 or 11-in-1. It's going to come through clutch for replacing batteries again. Oops. For replacing batteries, should they run out in not just my Acro, but in this here Surefire, or in any other thing I might be bringing with me. So this thing's been pretty cool to just lug around. Again, it's cheap insurance. You guys know I like my cheap insurance. Plus, it being a screwdriver, I mean, what hasn't this thing been used for? This Cobalt hex key set, this is a standard set. This is not metric. I've had this thing for eternities at this point. So here, if any of you guys have a SIG 320 M18, the commercial variant, not the military overrun or the commemorative, you guys know that to put on a red dot, if you currently have iron sights, you're going to have to take a couple of hex head bolts off. They're very small, but this is the size, I believe, for those bolts underneath. So 5/64. Very small. Very, very small. But for other fasteners, it's nice to have a nice little hex key set. Doesn't take up a lot of space. These are actually very inexpensive too. I think at some points or another, I haven't personally seen them yet, but Lowe's is always dropping a discount every single day, it seems like, on a Cobalt tool, or every other day on a Cobalt tool, or Craftsman. If you guys download the app and take a look at the daily deals, this might come up there for very, very cheap, so be on the lookout. So what's next? T.REX Arms Ragnarok. I love this thing. Very high quality holster. Look how thick the Kydex is on that. The matching fork, because, well, is it wrong to be a little too matchy-matchy with your your stuff? Multicam's a great camel, so there's that. In fact, I'll put this next to the Glock. I should probably take these things out as well, because why not? Nice little dump. I feel like I gotta take one of those after this video. Ammo! I still need to stock up on ammo, because I haven't bought some since the last trip. Love Blazer. Love Eggman. I'm not necessarily super picky about my ammo, but I love Blazer and I love Eggman. I love S&B. I like Federal. I like other brands. Remington is Winchester is a little bit less but still My favorite lows from Winchester are the 124 NATOs, which I haven't found in a while. Kind of unfortunate because I really like that load. Here, I found these on clearance for $1.80. These are a 24 pack of number 10 size hearing aid batteries. So why do I have these? For this. Now, I like Walker. There is better out there, but I like them. I do want to buy some Sordins or something like that, something a little bit nicer. In case someone forgets their ear pro, I have, well, the one that I prefer to use for pistol shooting. For rifle shooting, I like these because when I bring it up to my shoulder, it hits the cups on the hearing protection, and it kind of is annoying. So I like these for rifle shooting. You know, they're very low profile. They don't get in the way. They don't have the greatest sound quality, though. I will say that. I'm sure there's better out there. But standing on its own, yeah, the audio quality is, it's serviceable. Let's just say that. It's not amazing, though. You're not going to replace your Bluetooth AirPods with these. Let's just put it that way. And you can never go wrong with the tried and true foamies, baby. You can say either one of these is the primary. Depends on what I'm doing. Or if I have to loan someone my ear pro, I give them these. I do prefer to use these, though, because even though the sound quality is better on this, these are just more comfortable. And these go inside the ear. And I'm not letting anybody put things in their ear that is going to go into mine later. Absolutely not. Even if you can disinfect them, I don't care. Put them over your ears, not in them. Less gross that way. So, one last thing inside of this box. Well, actually, a couple of things. J21 staples for my stapler. And my Craftsman 25-foot tape measure. I actually like Craftsman tape measures. This one's pretty smooth. It has a cheat sheet for your eighths and your quarters. However, none for your 16ths. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious that they're 16ths, but if you're somebody that doesn't know quite how to read a tape measure, this is going to be good for you. And I suppose, even though you don't have 30 seconds or 64ths, you can kind of gauge if something that you're measuring just kind of falls in between each hash mark for a 30-second. So that's that. A lot of grip on this guy. I like this one because this one's very grippy. I might replace this one. This one might just kind of go back upstairs with my other tape measures. This one's just for the range. However, I do want to throw in my high visibility Craftsman one. I think that one's like 12 feet. So not as big as this. Lower profile. And it's not going to get as lost easily. However, red is a very easy color to spot, but that high visibility green, you can see it from a mile away. But that right there is a dump of everything that's in this ammo case, which is kind of what it's been called. It's the ammo case. So let's just put all this away, and then we'll get into that. Pull that away. Here are plugs. I like to think that's a plural item. Metric crack ton targets. Cool. Let's get this off. Pause. So this is how I currently have the inside of the ammo box set up. So the thing with this is that it comes with these dividers. So there's one long one that goes down the middle and 4 of these smaller ones. And I only have one in here, and then the other ones are stowed away because this is how I prefer to have my stuff compartmentalized. And have the saw blade sitting right here just for now, just so I cover up barcodes and serial numbers and stuff like that. And underneath this holster is where I have my ammo, as you can clearly see. The Ear Pro is stacked underneath all of this. And this ammo case also comes with a tray that goes on the top, and it too has a bunch of slots, so that way you can put in a bunch of small stuff within. But again, that's stowed away because I don't need it. Also, I don't have it inside of here because all of this is too tall for that to comfortably slot and for this to close. Now, the bottom component. It's just stay. One thing that's really nice about this is that it has a gasket. So, yeah, have fun trying to get water in this. So, like I said, in here is just purely auxiliary. Got a couple 19 mags as well, just in case I want to shoot that 19. And my stapler. This is for that pouch that you saw earlier, the J21s. And my torque wrench. Or screwdriver, however you want to put it. So I've got that in there, in case I need to torque anything down to spec, with spare T.REX 10 fasteners in here. I also have a T.REX 10 1-inch bit in here. I'm going to be honest, guys. Milwaukee impact driver bits are okay. They're really not anything to write home about. I would prefer to buy Weehaw bits if you're actually using an impact driver for this stuff, or with these particular style of bits, like a T.REX or anything like that. I really like Weehaw stuff. They're absolutely amazing. I like the Bosch stuff as well. DeWalt stuff is pretty good too. I have very little to no issues with DeWalt stuff. The Milwaukee ones is, you know, it's kind of hit or miss for me. I think Milwaukee peripherals have been hit or miss here, historically speaking. So there you go. Using PACKOUT as a range box. And it's been very good because, here's the thing. PACKOUT, this stuff is going to last a very long time. It doesn't have some dude's face on it. It doesn't have some dude's name on it. So it's not going to cost you an arm and leg. Yes, PACKOUT is pretty expensive. I mean, range bags can get pretty darn expensive too. And honestly, dude, you can use PACKOUT for so many different things. I prefer to have PACKOUT for pretty much everything that I have to store and travel with. So there you have it. Look at that. Boom. Clicks and slides into place. Yeah, PACKOUT. Can't say enough good things about it. It's been Husker.